All right, so good evening once again. I want to officially welcome everybody that registered for this training to Digital Z Hub. Digital Z Hub, I know some of us, you are already used to us because we have been updating you via the WhatsApp group you are in. And please, like I said, as soon as you join, please kindly mute your audio so that we can be on the same page to avoid distraction, so that the class can go on seamlessly, please. It's very important. So I understand that some of us, we are not familiar with this setting. So we just have to find a way to adapt, right? So, so like I was saying, this is an online platform where we offer tech training. Some of the program we train on this platform ranges from the computer fundamental, that is what the general public known as computer appreciation, the very first part of entry level of computing. And they will also train on cyber security, data analytics, Python programming, 650 accounting, graphic design, basic to pro, and then digital marketing and other programs. So this platform is actually rich. The person talking to us now, my name is Egwero Prosper, and I'm going to take us through the journey of Python programming for good 16 meetings, as you have already been told. And just to introduce myself, for those that do not know me that much, I've been in technology for 20 years now, and I've graduated not less than 6,000 individuals cutting across Nigeria and the globe. So currently we are training people from UK, US, all over the places. So this very version, we actually planned it as our New Year gifts to encourage those that have been following us. That is why, it sounds fake. I know somebody said when we place the ad that this ad is fake. I just hope that person made it here so that he will know that it's not fake. All right. So on this platform, one of the things that makes us to stand out is integrity. If we tell you we are going to do it, we are going to do it. We have offered several training free without collecting a dime. So even when we say 1,000 for the teenagers and 5,000 for the adults, that has nothing to measure with what you are going to learn. What you are going to learn, if we are not running an empowerment training like this, is equivalent to what you will have paid 150,000. If you want to learn what I'm going to teach us for those 16 classes. So why I'm telling us all this, the doubting Thomas, I know there are some persons that are still out there that believe that this is not real. You have them around you. This Zoom is a registered, is a licensed Zoom. And we are also registered with federal government of Nigeria. And we are affiliated with an international institution. If peradventure you want international certification, but we also offer, we are empowered to give certification when you follow through to the end of the training, right? And remember, like we advertise, the best students at the end, those who will stay till the end, the best students among us will receive financial or cash gifts. We advertise it and we will do it. So I want us to stay on, make sure that you do not fall by the side, make sure that you follow through. This is programming. Programming is not always very easy, particularly at the entry level like this, but I can tell you that for the years I've spent in programming, programming is a place to start with if you want to really break even in technology. Anybody who is able to go through programming, that person can learn any computer program without finding it difficult. All right. So I have introduced myself. So briefly, I will just select some persons. So just kindly unmute yourself and tell us, I want it one person per time, please, so that we can dive into the training as soon as possible. Today is day one. So today is just to lay the foundation. And I beg you not to miss tomorrow's session. This training runs, let's say, Saturdays and Sundays, Saturday and Sunday, between the hour of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., 2 hours each meeting. So when we say 16 meeting, it means that in a month, we have 4 Saturday. In a month, we have, we're going to meet, in a month, we meet, yes, 4 Saturday and 4 Sunday, making it 8. So which means that beginning from today, the program will end in the next 2 months. In the next 2 months. So that is our arrangements. And on Monday, we'll be live again for free cybersecurity session for those that have interest to learn how to protect system. All right. So let me just quickly go to that aspect of introduction. So quickly, I just want to pick some name. I know I cannot really give all of us or everyone time to introduce themselves. I just want to pick some randomly. So just finally unmute, tell us your name, where you are joining from. That's all. Then you mute back so that the next person can pick it up. Please, I'm assigning 5 minutes for this. Who is going first? Unmute, tell us your name, where you are joining from. Quickly, quickly.
You are welcome. This is Matthew. I am calling from Nasarawa State.
Wow, Nasarawa State. Thank you so much, Matthew. The next person, quickly, please. Let's be fast about it.
Okay, good evening. My name is Uchenna Alo, and I'm from Lagos State, calling from Lagos State.
Wow, Uchenna Alo, thank you very much. You are calling from Lagos State. Okay, the next person, quickly.
My name is Elijah Okweche.
Okay.
From Abuja.
From Abuja City, Capital Territory. Yeah. You are welcome, sir. You are welcome. Okay, just mute back. Let someone else. Please quickly. Let's do this fast, just for 5 minutes. Good evening. Welcome to GDTZ Hub. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Ifani Chue Iloke.
All right.
I'm joining some class from Delta State, Asaba.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Mr. Ifai Joel. Thank you for joining GDTZ Hub. All right, the next person, I still have 2 minutes more. 2 minutes
Good evening,
more.
my name is Leti.
Good evening.
And I'm joining this meeting from Ogun State.
From Ogun State. Wow. Thank you very much. The next person, I still have 1 minute and 30 seconds for this introduction.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Ifoma from Onitsha.
From Onitsha. Wow. You are welcome to DigiTZ Hub. The next person, let's do it as soon as possible, as fast as possible, quickly. The next person. I know I still have more persons here. I have Moses, I have Richard, Joel, still have a lot of persons here. Okay, so let me just, Matthew have already introduced himself. Okay, do I still have anybody? I do not have. Then we have to forge ahead. All right, so now let's quickly dive in. Day 1, introduction to Python programming. I know for some of us, this is our first time of hearing this almighty, or let me not say almighty, this mighty, because God is the almighty, this mighty programming language, the programming language that everybody wants to learn. The entire AI that is trending is enveloped in this language. So I want to say congratulations to those of us that recognize this opportunity. You know, it's not everybody that recognizes opportunity. Some persons saw it and they thought is fake, like some persons probably does, but they do not know that yes, there are times that you take risks. And those of you that made it here, I want to congratulate you. All right, so tonight my assignment is very simple. It's just to give us a very solid background on programming generally, before we narrow it down to the language of the day, right? So I'm going to tell us how some of the characteristics of a programmer, right? So my assignment is to make sure that we have the foundation very solid so that by tomorrow we can start building on it. So what I intend to cover is what we have on my slide. Our objective tonight we'll be looking at what is Python programming language. We'll also look at how do we set up a development environment for programming, for writing code and executing code with Python programming language. Then we'll look at basic syntax, but I cannot actually assure us of touching the whole of those lists in the last line, which is variables and data type. But definitely anywhere I stop, I am going to pick it up from there tomorrow. So if you stay till the 16th class, you should be able to build not less than 3 to 4 apps. So this entire training cover everything that has to do with basic and intermediate. So the only part that will be remaining will be the advanced, which is Python, GUI, and some little advanced things that you can easily blend with. All right. So let's quickly dive in. Let's look at what is Python. What is Python programming language that we are all in to learn tonight? What is Python programming language? Now, before we look at Python as a programming language, let us look at what is even programming, so that at the end of this, you know why you should be a programmer or why you should aspire to become a programmer. Now, let's break it down. There was a 3 days, I think I did 3 days free training on computer fundamental. For those of us that are here, make sure that you go to my YouTube page. I have over 350 or thereabout videos of classes like this. So I think last month, which was December, I organized free training on computer basic, where I have extensively described or explained what computer software are, because somehow I'm going to link it to what I want to teach us. So you can check my YouTube page or our YouTube page at DigitalZ Hub rather. Just go to YouTube and search for Digitech Z Hub and make sure that you subscribe so that you can get subsequent videos like this. All right. Now, we all know that in programming, there is what we call code. There's what we call code. Code are set of instructions. Code are set of instructions. Now, what do we mean by that? What do we mean by that when we say code are set of instruction? Now, we need to understand what is computer software. Now, you know, software like Microsoft Word, like WhatsApp, they are all application software which are actually programmed to perform a specific task. Now, we can as well define program as software. So in the course of the training, anytime I use the word program, that could also mean what? Software. So I'll be using these two terms interchangeably. but they all logically mean the same. Now, if we are saying that code, they are instruction which you assign to the computer in order to carry out a task or to carry out an operation for you. Because the computer itself is a goal-oriented machine. And that is why you see any individual who calls himself a professional in computing, you find out that what they are goal-oriented individuals. They are target-oriented individuals. So that is one thing you need to understand, because the computer itself that they manage is a goal-oriented device. Now, it requires instruction to function. And those of us that are here tonight, we are here to learn how to write those instructions on the computer to carry out a specific task for us. So that is the meaning of what code, set of command or instruction that are meant to be given to the computer hardware to perform a task. All right. So now that we understand what is code, now let's talk about the program or the programming. The programming is the process of writing those codes. Is the process of writing those codes. Now you can say sometimes some advert will say coding. Coding means what? Programming. Coding is the art of writing what? Computer what? Instructions. The art of writing computer programs. All right. And now you understand what is programming. Then a programmer is an individual that specializes in writing these instructions. So for you to be called a programmer, it means that you can speak one of the computer language to write instruction, because there are different types of computer language or computer programming languages, of which we are learning one, Python. We have Java, we have C++, we have PHP, we have a whole lot of them. All right, all these are computer programming languages. So if you call yourself a programmer, it means that you understand one of these languages. So if you see an advert that says a programmer is needed, you can actually apply, but expect during interview, they are going to ask you which of these languages you can speak. All right, so Python is a programming language. I just want us to get that sequence. Python is one of those programming language. Let's look at the definition so that we can simplify it. So Python is a high-level interpreted programming language known for its simple or simplicity. So there are keywords I want us to simplify here. High-level. For those of us that study computer sciences in school, you will have been taught different computer languages, where we have machine language, we have the low-level language, we have the high-level language. Now, it is the process of converting one to the other that brought what we call language translator, like compiler, Fortran, and the rest of them. So when we say a high-level language, it means that it is a language that is dynamically or let's say it is a dynamically typed programming language. When we start coding, you will understand why I use the word dynamically typed programming language. All right. Now, when we say interpreted programming language, so Python, when you are writing, for example, you are working with variables, some of the terms I'm using now will be a bit difficult for some of us to understand until we start practicalizing. Everything will look very simple. So just grab as much as possible you can grab. By the time we start the practical, I will make reference to some of the things I've said for proper word understanding. So when we say interpreted programming language, in other words, is a language that interprets for itself. Let me use that word. And how does it interpret itself? We have what we call data constructors. Data constructor. For example, now if you want to program with numbers in Python, there is an inbuilt function called int, which represents what? Integer, that you are supposed to use to initiate that data. But we are saying that nowadays program, particularly Python, being a high-level language, it can interpret the data type by itself, not until you use the constructor. You will understand that when we start dealing with variables. All right? So known for what? Python is very simple. You know, some of us could be wondering why everybody today wants to learn Python. It is not because of just the AI features in it that is actually, you know, attracting almost everybody to learn Python. One of the reasons why people are falling in love with Python is because of its simplicity. It's very close to the English language structure. So once you can speak English language, Python is very simple to understand because its own syntax. When I say syntax, I'm talking about set of rules that govern the way a language is spoken. To break it down for you, syntax means what? The formats. So Python has a very simple format, unlike other old programming languages. All right? So we are going to find out. So I'm just trying to pinpoint some of the key features. And these features that I'm highlighting form the basis why everybody today is using what? Python. Please, if you are not talking, I said this, you mute your audio to avoid distraction. Please, thank you very much. All right. Now, it's very simple. Readable syntax. Remember, I just explained syntax. Now, the format is very simple. With short code, you can get maximum result, unlike other programming languages, like the old one, where you have to write bunch of codes before you can perform a thing. Well, with Python, just a simple line of code, you get maximum what? Results. Then it has wide range of application. This is another reason why you see almost everybody want to learn Python programming language today. Because what? It covers so many aspects of technology. I can categorically tell you, if you take Python away from the current trending tech domains, like cybersecurity, like data analytics, like machine learning, like data science, I'm telling you that what the whole tech domain will become what? Irrelevant. So the major driver of technology today is Python. Why? Because it has what? It covers wide range of applications, so many areas. So I'm going to highlight some of them when we get to what the essential aspect of it. So from there, we'll now know some of this area. So just in case you want to know how long this program has been, this language has been, because sometimes people feel that it's a programming language that just came out yesterday. No, it's just that it's just breaking through. It's just breaking through. It has been around since 1991. If you calculate it now, it's what? Over 20 years. So let's quickly talk about some of the essential aspects of Python. So at some point, I will hold on for questions. If you have questions, please make sure that you note them down. So after a while, I will hold on and give us room to ask questions. Now, let's look at essential aspects of Python. So when we say essential, we are talking about some of the attributes. So here, will now make us to understand better what I was saying as regard to the reason why almost everybody today wants to learn Python. Number one, easy to learn and read. It's part of what I have said. Python uses English-like syntax. I've mentioned that before, making it beginner word friendly. If I bring in JavaScript now, which is a front-end language for web development, some of you tomorrow you will not want to join again after the first class, or you might manage to join the first class, but maybe the second and the third class, you may want to say this language is not for me, it's too hard. But you're going to see how you are going to stay true because it is beginner word friendly. Interpreted language, like I highlighted in the definition, code is executed line by line, which makes debugging words easier. So one of the benefits of being a programmer is that they are critical thinker. You see, sometimes people will call me and start making inquiry, why should I learn programming? And some of them are just focusing on the money, without understanding that there are other benefits. I can tell you that, point to any programmer, and I will tell you that they are problem solvers. I'm talking about people who really practice programming. Point to one of them for me. I will tell you that what? They are problem solvers. They are resilient people. They are people who do not give up easily. They are people who think before they act, not acting before they think. All right? So that is a direct benefit. You see, if you go to secondary school now, if you go to secondary school, you will notice that one of the language that is recommended for them to learn at that age is Python. And you can see that most schools now, they are beginning to incorporate programming, coding. They call it coding. And you see young boys, young guys, youth, or teenagers trying to say, I want to learn coding. Most of them, the major driver there is to build games. Yes, it's still good. But the direct benefit of engaging in programming for those age range is they will be able to what? Increase their creativity level and also be able to what? To think critically and become what? Problem solver. And let me tell us something, because I am a tech consultant. I can share this experience with you for free. You see, the money in tech is not in the simple domain. It's not in the easy cycle. If you want to really make money in tech, don't settle for a program that is very simple. You are going to see a lot of persons there, and there will be what? High competition. And when that high competition is there, what will happen is that the value will be low, the value that will be placed on you. Some persons will just learn MS Word and they are comfortable. Almost everybody that is in tech knows MS Word. So why do you think that they will pay you millions of naira? Learn program like data analytics, learn program like programming like this, learn program like cybersecurity, which are very professional. All right? So this is one thing programming will offer you. Dynamically type. Remember that I mentioned it, which means that what? You do not need to declare variable word type explicitly to Python. Python will factor it. Once you store a value in a variable, which is known as programming container, he will factor out the type of data you are storing there itself. You don't need to use the constructor like I mentioned. Versatile. Python is used for so many. Python is used for so many applications, so many things. So just to mention a few of them, as you can see on my screen. Web development. So what actually makes Python to have wide range of application? Let me break it down for you. because it has what we call packages or modules. Packages or modules or libraries or libraries. Now, in programming, when you hear the word library, it means collection of functions. So when we say Python has different modules or has different packages or library, it means that what Python has pre-built functions that can be plugged into what? Data analytics, web design, cybersecurity, and so many aspects of technology. But those ones are frameworks. They are frameworks. Because framework is just like a library that have been what? Pre-built for you. But you need to understand the language that the framework uses. So it will be wrong for you to go and learn, for example, now Django, because Django is a framework for implementing Python for back-end development of a website. And then we have pandas, we have NumPy, we have scikit for data analytics. And then, of course, the AI automation video creation that you are hearing today is an aspect of what? Python. Artificial intelligence, you are today, machine learning, building algorithm that can be used to analyze or draw insight from a data for what? Decision making. We can go on and on and on. Automation, scripting. Scripting is for the cybersecurity. I don't want to dwell much on that because I was trying to encourage some people that reached out to me that because we are making an inquiry for cybersecurity, I told them that you join this session because if you enroll for my cybersecurity, we are going to still summarize Python. But it will be better because then I will just paraphrase. I'm not going to go deep. But when you join a session like this, you learn the core language, and then when you are applying it, it becomes easier for you. So Python is very versatile. You should get that. So that is one of the reasons why you see, why will you go and learn a programming language that is just one direction? So the day things are not working in that domain, you fade out. But when you learn Python, it connects to. Tomorrow you wake up, you want to learn cybersecurity, and they list it out that Python is prerequisite. You say, wow, I have already gotten the knowledge. Large standard library and what community support. So you have a lot of individuals that are there. So in case you have issue while you are writing your program, you can sort what solution. That is the community. If you learn a programming language that does not have much community, in other words, when you run into some problem or challenges, nobody will have faced that challenge to have what helped you or to help you. So it has a lot of persons that are in there. That is what it means. So there are a lot of persons that are practicing there. That if you are researching on a particular challenge you are having, you will get, someone's experience and how the person solved that type of challenge, and that will be of help to you. All right. So I believe with what I've explained so far, somebody is following. So I need just one person to unmute and say, sir, I am getting it, just for me to know if we are following.
Yes, sir, I'm getting it.
Thank you so much. Now you can. All right. So now let's in a very simple term, we can say that Python is a powerful and flexible programming language designed to emphasize code readability, productivity, and simplicity, making it one of the most popular languages in the world today. So let's quickly look at the next topic. The next topic is, remember our objective. So I'm done with the first topic, right? The first topic talks about what is Python programming language, and that is what I have been explaining since, trying to add some of the advantages to it. So now that that is understood, let us quickly look at how do we set up a development environment. How do we set up a development environment for Python programming? So remember, I've already sent a message across, but I just wanted some of us to have installed it, but I'm still going to walk us through. Now, you see, every programmer must have an environment where he or she writes code and executes the code. Those apps that provide us that development environment, they are called IDE, which means what? Integrated development environment. So any programmer has one of these type of app they use or that they must have set up on their computer. Now, the good news is that you can even write Python code on your mobile phone. You can write Python code on a mobile phone. You can just go to Play Store and write and type what? Python programming IDE. You're going to see a lot of them, but it is more convenient for you to learn with computer at this level like this to practice so that you can get it right. So now we understand that for you to write code, you need an app. It's just like for you to type letter, you need a word editor like Microsoft Word or WordStar or Notepad for you to write. So the reason why you consult Microsoft Word is for you to have a page. And that page is going to help you to to impute your data and also format. That is where you now go to code and the rest. So in that same vein, in programming, you also need an app that will give you a space for you to write your code. And when you are consulting this app, there are factors you need to prioritize. All right? There are factors. You need to check the one that works with all platforms, like talking about Windows. There are some that are not suitable with Windows 11. There are some that can do better when you are running Windows 10. So like I said, for those of you that have not done computer basic before joining this session, go to my YouTube page, just search for, when you get to YouTube, just search for @DigitZ Hub. Subscribe there, and then go through the video. You will see free training 1, free training 2, free training 3. I think I taught them on how to use the computer user interface. I taught them how to use Word and even a bit of Excel. So go there and subscribe, watch those videos, and get yourself solidified as far basic is concerned, because it will have a way of assisting you to learn faster in programming. All right. So that environment is called like I said, it's called the IDE. So setting up a Python environment means installing Python and choosing an IDE, which means integrated development environment, where you can write. That is the emphasis. Why do you want to install an IDE? Where you can write, run, and debug Python program easily. Debugging means the acts of a programmer looking for errors or the cause as regard to the reason why the program written is not outputting the expected result. And one thing I must tell us here is that no matter how professional you are, there is every tendency that most of your code will not work immediately. So this is actually what actually stretches us, that make us to be critical thinker, because we debug code a lot. Sometimes when you are writing complex program, you write it, you run it, and then it's throwing error. Then for you to stay true, I want to find out where the error is. That is what you are stretching your brain And that is making you to think outside the box. So you see the reason why companies are looking for people who can think outside the box to be the head, like the managers. So learning programming must offer you what? That ability of thinking through. So Python must be installed. Now look at it. What I'm saying is that before you install the PyCharm, because we are going to look at PyCharm, tonight's section, I'm going to train us with PyCharm. Probably tomorrow, I will train us with Visual Studio Code. These are the two most used IDE for writing Python code, so that those of us that our system could not accept PyCharm because it's very heavy, and sometimes it causes system to be very slow. Some of us that do not have system with high configuration can settle for Visual Studio Code. That is why I will train today with one, tomorrow with other, and most of the classes will be trained with PyCharm, because that is one of the most dedicated for pure Python programming, most especially. All right. So if you are going to install PyCharm, right, you must install Python so that you can have its extension in your what we call window variable environment, where the window stores all the part, all the extensions. Extension is a format that is used to read the file created with a programming language, like Microsoft Word now has an extension DOC, that's dog. So Python has an extension .py, right? So all the programming languages have their extension. So once you see the extension, you have an idea of, oh, this particular code was written with this language. So for us to have that extension, we have to install what? Python itself, because it doesn't come with our operating system by default. So that is why this step is recommended. So once you have, for you to install the Python, you go to what? Python.org. And then when you get to python.org, you will see iOS, you will see Mac version, you will see Windows. You click on the Windows version, and then you download Python 3. Python 3. Why I don't want to waste our time going through that, I think I'll search for a video where I have taught on this, on how to install this IDE and drop it in the group. But you can search randomly. You can just go to YouTube and say how to install PyCharm. Follow the steps. Steps are all over everywhere there. Now, during the installation, there is an option that you need to check. When you are installing, there will be a kind of prompt that will tell you to check add Python to path. Make sure that what you check it so that it can add the extension to it. Now, then you click on install. So once you have done that, that will take you to that will open. If it doesn't open, that means you have already installed Python. Before, you cannot go to Google and start installing the PyCharm. All right. But if you are using Visual Studio Code, once you try saving a file with .py, it will automatically detect that what you have not installed it and ask you whether is to proceed with installation. You will just click on yes, or you go to the extension and install what, and type Python extension. Install all in one, that will give you all the extension. So by the time I will use that tomorrow, I will show us all that. So right now we are done with this aspect. We're done with this aspect. Now I want us to look at the practical aspect now that I've already established the foundation. So now, before we start the practical that we have for tonight, where I'll be looking at basic syntax, I want to give us the next 4 minutes to ask questions. Briefly, question before we go into the practical aspects. If you have any question regarding on what I have taught so far, please ask your question, one person per time, so that we can just 4 minutes before we move on.
Okay, mine is not really a question based on what you have been teaching, somehow related anyway. It's
Okay.
concerning the what you asked us to install. I tried to install my own today and it's not getting into my system. I don't know if you can send all the link into the group so that we can be able to use it.
Okay, so
Maybe tomorrow.
I will do just that. So what I'm going to do, I know I've taken so many classes on this, so I'll try and get the link where I explain how to install it, and then you go through it. And then if I discover that we are having issue, it means during the week, I could just come online for like 1 hour and notify us on the group, just for us to settle individual installation before the next class. So I'll try the first option first, dropping the link. Then if people are still having issue, I will come online for us to troubleshoot the bug. Because some of us, it might be that our system do not have or do not meet the requirement. So in that case, I will check your system and then know what's wrong. But if you are having issue downloading PyCharm, like I said, go and download what? Visual Studio Code, right? I think that one goes with almost every system. No need to have a high system or a higher configuration system before you can install Visual Studio Code. It's very light. It's very light. So any other question? Any other question? Any
Okay,
other question?
Okay, my question is this, sir.
Okay, sir.
For you to use PyCharm, sorry.
Yeah.
Is it compulsory that you must download Python before you can use PyCharm?
Yes, the order is you are to download Python first. That is the proper way. But if you attempt to install, because that PyCharm is actually a Python sole IDE, is actually programmed for Python. So there's every possibility of it installing the Python extension in the process of the installation. So part of the read time instruction that will be given, one of them might include automatically installing it. But where you install it, the copy you download, and you discover that it's complaining of the Python extension, then you have to go and do the needful stuff.
So for instance, sorry, another question again. For instance, you have already downloaded the PyCharm already and you have it in your system. Can you still go ahead and download the Python again? Is it necessary?
Yes, that is what I said now. If you have downloaded the PyCharm, you can go ahead and download it, because that Python, if the PyCharm you downloaded do not have the extension of Python, you are not still going to use it effectively, except if that one you downloaded has already come with the extension. That's what I used to explain. So there's nothing wrong with you downloading. There are two standalone software. Just that the other one is like the one that found it, the roots, just to be able to have the extension. Please allow, sir. The next person, please. Next person question.
Sorry, last question.
Please, one
then
person,
how do you do that?
Please,
sorry,
when I give room for question, one person should not ask more than one question, so that others can ask. Please, because the question that we are asking, let's make sure that it should be, when I'm explaining somebody's question, try to understand whether what you want to ask I have already answered. If not, we just spend the whole time going back and forth. All right, so let's make sure that our questions are constructive, because some of the questions you are asking now, they are already answered in some of my response. That is why I want to terminate it. Let someone else ask, please. Somebody else should ask
Okay,
because
sir.
I
I
have a lot.
downloaded PyCharm.
Okay, go
Can you hear me,
ahead.
please?
Yes, sir.
I downloaded PyCharm and at the same time downloaded IDLE Python 3.13.
Okay, good.
Are they good together?
You don't have issue. That's ID. That one is a default. Is a default one. It has nothing to do with. That one does not have. Can I say does not have good graphical interface? That is why professionals do not use that Python IDE. That one does not really have. It's not professional. It's not professional. It's for maybe basic users. So I would advise that if you really want to enjoy it, want to have a good graphical interface, go for any of these professional ones that I mentioned, sir. But you can write your Python code there. Just that you just needed a more professional environment. I don't know if I've answered your question, sir.
Yes, you've answered my question.
All right, next person. Last question. My 4 minutes
Yes, sir.
lapsed. Okay.
Yes, sir. I downloaded Python, but the PyCharm and the Python, but the PyCharm I'm using is on trial. I don't know how to get the yeah.
The mistake you made, you are going to uninstall it. You are supposed to
Okay.
download Python, PyCharm for community version. We have professional, we have community. Please download the one that says community. Let me go to a browser and quickly show us what I'm saying. I think the others that want to ask this kind of question, pay attention. If you download a professional version, you will not, that is the one that they will tell you that you are expected to pay. So you go for go for the community version. Let me just show us how you identify them. So if I come here and say what? Download. If I say download PyCharm. Can you see it? This is the one you download. The one that says community. You click on it. Then when you come here, even at that, you might come here and see something like professional, like this. Don't download anyone that has what? Professional. Make sure that the one you are clicking is the one that have what? Community. So I'll click on it, and then I believe I've answered your question, if you're right? So the mistake you made was you follow the professional link. So I hope you know how to uninstall. Uninstall it, then go back and download the right one. Hope I've answered your question. That's the last question I'm taking for now. I'll come back to question later. So the rest, keep your question when I come back. I just want us to keep progressing. All right, so now we have knowledge of Python theoretically. Now we want to start setting up the environment. So I have downloaded mine. You can see it here. This is the icon, PyCharm for PC. So all I need to do is to double click on it.
I'm sorry, sir. But sir, please, what of those of us that have VS Code installed already?
You can go ahead. If you have VS Code, you can open VS Code, and all the code I'm going to write, they can work on VS Code, work on this. You don't have issue. Tomorrow, I'm going to use VS Code. That is what I said. So that those that downloaded VS Code will also see how I'm going to be coding on that environment. But today, I want to use PyCharm. Daniel, I hope.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. Please, you can mute your audio. All right, so this is the PyCharm. This is how the environment should look like. Now, while you are seeing this, I want us to pay good attention to this aspect. So while you are seeing this is because I have already set up my coding environment. So I want to close it so that because there is a way your own will look like as the first time user. Now, when you come here, you are expected to create a file. So you are going to create a project. Inside the project, you can have different files. For example, if I want to develop a game for a client, that client, I can decide to give it a file name, and then all the code or the app I'm developing can be under a project. So the first thing you do for those of us using PyCharm is for you to create a project folder. And I'm going to show us how you create the project folder. Now, to create a project folder, you click on, depending on how your window is collapsed. My window based on the resolution. That is why I'm not saying file. Now, if your own collapse like this icon you are seeing here, generally we call them menu. Professionally, we call them hamburger, right? So when you click on it, it will open up your own based on your laptop screen setting resolution. You may not see that, so that you won't go there and be looking for it. If you can see file, edit, direct, go ahead and click on file. But where you cannot find the file like this, if you can see this hamburger, click on it, it will open up what? The menus. Now, once you have opened up the menus, the next thing is that you create a project first, not a file. You create a project. Now, it will open like this. Then from here, you give your project a name. Now, I can delete the whole of this and give my project a different name, or I can just go ahead with that. I can say my project is what? Python underscore training. All right. Now, once you have typed your project name, the next thing you check is the location. Where is that project going to be located? If by tomorrow, for one reason or the other, you want to lift your project to another laptop, so you can go to the location and copy it so that you can, use it in another laptop. So let's look at the URL. It says drive C, users, Egwero, PyCharm project. So this, when I'm done creating this project, if I go to where I am going to find it tomorrow, I have to go to what? Local drive. Let me like doing some of these things practically so that you understand. I'll come to this PC. This is the local drive that you are seeing there. Then go to user. Remember that the username was Egwero. Go to Egwero, and the folder name, if I should just go back, look at what I'm trying to trace now. So I'm in Egwero now. So I'm going to be looking for this. So from here, then I'm in Egwero. So from Egwero, I should be able to see that name, which is a PyCharm something something. You can see it here. So if I open this now, you will see all the projects that are inside. So once I finish creating that one, I name Python underscore training. It's going to come here. So if by tomorrow I want to take this project to another system where I've already installed PyCharm and copy it and paste it here, then call it from my PyCharm. It's very simple. So that is what to do here. Now you leave this. Now, if you want to change the location, you click here to call another location. Now, these two items, they are optional. There is what we call what? Git repository, right? So you want to synchronize certain, maybe certain scripts for the GitHub. You activate this, or you want the environment you are setting up to come with some Python, already made scripts. Probably you must have envisaged that those scripts can be of help to you. So you can what? Add it. But if I don't want any of such default scripts, in other words, I want blank, then I will uncheck it. But I love what? Clicking here so that you can see it, because we are just learning. And then after that, then we talk about interpreted programming language. So you can see it now. The interpreter Python is using is what? Project what? Venv, right? Now, for those that want to learn data analysis, if you want an environment like Anaconda, then you click here. These are different customized environments that you can use, you can click here and customize your environment. But we are going to go with what? This environment. Once you are done with this, you click on create. Once you create, you will see the folder. So now this is setting up, is creating my virtual environment. So this process is part of setting up the development environment. So while we are waiting for this, I can take one more question while we are waiting for this. If you have questions, those of you that have questions, I think if nobody wants to ask, I can go back to Mr. Ifeanyi. You want to ask the third
Sorry,
question the
sir.
other time? Okay.
Okay, sir. Please, on how do I see the output of my Python in VS Code?
Okay, in VS Code, you want to take me off from here now. Okay. Let me try and open VS Code side by side. I hope I have installed it because I know I removed it because I was teaching a program that I have to turn it off. Okay, let me, because I know you would like to practice before tomorrow's session. So let me, while that interface is going, let me quickly, oh, it has even opened, but let me just start the installation. I'll come back to it. So I think I will upload this to that group for those of us that are having the issue. I will upload this, and then that is the only one. The other one, you have to download it on your laptop so that you can register the parts. So let me quickly install this so I can attend to the young man. So while that is going, coming back to that, so you can see that because I checked that option that says I want those default scripts. So look at what it brought out. So if I don't want all this, I can highlight everything and what delete them. All right, so I can have a blank workspace. Now, it created a default file for you. It's just like when you open MS Word now, it will give you a default page. Then you will now say, okay, I want to add more pages. All right. So now you can decide to say, I don't want to use this file. So that will not take us to how do I create my file? Because right now I am in my project folder. How do I know that I'm in the project folder? You can control your file structure. You can collapse it here. You can expand it. So under this project, you have this file. So if you want to create file under this project folder, you make sure that the arrow facing that project is facing down to show that you are in that directory. Then you now go back to you now come back here, and then instead of selecting project, you select what? New file. All right. So right now I'm creating file under this. Then it will now ask you what type of file are you creating? Is Python what? File. And then it will ask you for the name of the file. Let's say the name of the file is what? First underscore. Anytime you are using two words, please always put underscore. As time goes on, you understand that it's part of what Python needs. So let's say first class. So once you have done that, you can now press what? Enter. Now, as you press enter, it's going to create it. You can see that what? You look at your file structure is under what? This. And it's asking you, do you want to add the following to Git? If you want to add, you click on what? Add. All right. So I have another file. I have this file. I have this file under this project. Now let me go back to, let me see if I want to help the young man out. Still talking. All right, so I believe this is clear. Now we have successfully set up our Python development environment. Now we will now look at some of the basic syntax that you need to understand as a beginner. Now, I'll come back to you later, please. I'll come back to you. I don't want that to distract us. So once you have set up your development environment, the first thing to learn is some of these basic things before we get to variable. The first one is comments. Comments. So comments in programming is called narration. Now, it's a way of telling a programming language that this section of my code is just for explaining the code either to myself or to the third party. It is not for you to execute. That is the explanation of comments in programming. So in Python, we have comment notation. In other words, how do we represent comment? How do we tell Python that this portion of my code should not be executed? Do not bother yourself executing this section of the code. It's just for my consumption. You hold down the shift button on your keyboard and press letter 3. So you see this hash here. This hash means comment. Anything you write in front of it, Python will never execute it. So we have comment across all the programming languages. So as you are learning this language now, I can tell you that you are already learning 30 to 40% of other programming languages. No programming language you are going to learn tomorrow that you will not hear some of these things I'm talking about. But they might have different ways of representing them. But definitely, we have comments. So going forward, I'll be using comment to explain to you the topic. So if you are writing, make sure that you are taking notes as I highlight my topic with comment. So right now, this is what comment in programming. This is comments. So the first basic thing, so let me just say, Python basic syntax. Like, remember, this is the last topic out of what we plan to cover. Python basic syntax. And remember, I told us that syntax means the pattern, the format of writing code. So when we say Python basic syntax, where does a beginner start from? A beginner, somebody who is coming into programming for the very first time. Once the person understands the language, like we have registered now, and the person has been able to set up a development environment, the next thing he or she should know is comment, and some of these things I want to explain. But these ones are for Python. So part of the basic thing is comment, and I've explained that. And the next basic syntax I want to explain to us is printing command. I will use comment to be explaining. I will use comment to be explaining. So the next basic syntax, remember that the first one is comment. In what? Python programming. That is the first one. And I've explained that comments are what? Narration. And narration used to just explain your code. So if that narration is correct. So now, the next fundamental syntax we need to understand is printing command. So I'm going to explain that now. Printing command in Python.
So what is printing command? Printing command is an output function. Is a function we use to display our results. Is a function we use to display our results. Because this is your development environment. So when we get to the advanced, where we'll be learning GUI, because whatever we are coding here, this is the developer end. We are expected to provide user interface where the users can be seeing the outcome of our code. But pending when we get to that advanced where we will now start learning Python what? GUI, we will be using terminal to execute, to test, to see what the user ought to see. That is the question the young man asked in Visual Studio Code. How will you be able to what? To see what's or the outcome of his code. So in Python, when you write a code, to output it, you need to consult the printing command. And what is the syntax? For example, now, the first program I want to write is what? Hello world, or welcome to Digital Z Hub. If I want to display that to anybody who download and install our app, and I'm writing a code here that once you get to that app, you should see welcome to what? Digital Z Hub. So how do I program it? So I'm going to write print. So this is the function. And then you open the parentheses bracket. Now, when you are dealing with function, there is always a parenthesis what? Bracket. Now, what you are giving to that function to consume, because the function needs data to work with. That is why tomorrow I'm going to dwell on data type. When you open a function, the function needs information to work with. So right now, what do I need the function to do for me? So I want to output, welcome to Digital Z Hub. And Digital Z Hub is what type of data? Tomorrow we'll understand that better. So, Bob, for the sake of you to understand it tonight, Digital Z Hub is a string. String is one of the primitive data type, a programming. Primitive means what? Primary data type that are already built. Now, but there is no function. There is no inbuilt function to initiate what? String. So what you do is that anytime you want to write a text, you envelope it in what? The quotes, either double quote or single quote. So I want to output welcome to Digital Z. So I will hold down the shift button and locate toward before the enter button on your keyboard, press that double quote, and then you are going to have a string. So as we continue with the programming, anytime I use the word string, I'm talking about a text that is in what? The quotation. So I want to write welcome to Digitech Z Hub. All right. Now, we have this. You must know how to debug. Debug means when you see errors, how do you factor how do you correct it? So this is not actually an error. So how do I now run the code? How do I now run the code? Now you can see this icon here, which represents what? The Python what? Console, which is also going to represent the terminal we are going to be using for now, depending on when we get to GUI, to be testing our code. So I can open it up by clicking here. So right now what? It will show this. You have not executed anything. Now, how do you execute? You come to this icon, run. But if you check very well, this particular run is for the main. So if I run this now, you notice that what we are running what main file instead of running our current file. So I'll now come here and switch to what current file. See what I did now. So if I run this now, you see that what it has executed here. Welcome to what Digital Z Hub. So the young man that asked the question, this is Visual Studio Code, for example. This is Visual Studio Code. So if I want to execute that same code, so let's say I want to do it here. So I'll just create a file. I will name it, well, let's say what? Practice, for those that are using Visual Studio Code. Then all you need is just to say practice.py to show that what you want to initialize the file with Python. So right now, I have already installed Python extension. If you have not installed Python extension, you click on this extension icon and then make sure that you are on the internet and then you type Python extension here. You install it. But I have already installed mine. So I will just go back to my file. This is the file. Then let's run that same code. Print. String. Welcome to Digitech Z Hub. So to run your code, sir, look at this icon here. Can you see it here? It's almost the same thing with the one we have in PyCharm. So you click on it. So once you click on that icon, it will execute to open it on the terminal. So let's hold on to open it on the terminal. You have your Python installed. It's coming up to open on the terminal. It's still loading. Just hold on. So at least I think I've answered your question. I may come back to this. So once you have clicked on this, you will find your result here. So it's still trying to work to open it up. So I'll come back to it. So let's just think it has even, okay, still coming up. So give it time. Okay, so that is how to write our first code. So I want to give those of us that have successfully installed our PyCharm. If you are using a PyCharm, I will allow you to share your screen. Let me see. In fact, if you have installed your PyCharm and you can write, just execute this line of code. Just give it us 2 minutes. And then once you have done that, just unify so that we can allow you to share your screen so that we can see what you have done. Quickly, 2 minutes for that. While we are waiting for that, if you have questions, you can also ask. So we have some persons, if you don't have question, we have some persons when we did introduction, then they have not joined. For those of you that have not introduced yourself, you can just unmute and tell us your name and where you are joining Digital Z from. For those that were not in when we were introducing ourselves.
Right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay. My name is Victory Maubodu. I'm joining from Delta State, Asaba, precisely.
You are welcome, sir. So
Thank
I
you,
believe
sir.
you should be working now. If I have somebody who have done it, who has executed this line of code, and you have gotten a result, just let us know so that we can allow you to share your screen. Okay, so if you don't have anybody who is ready to introduce, I have a Dr. Olawale Taiwo. Please, if you can just unmute, tell us where you are joining from, your name and where you are joining from. Dr. Olawale Taiwo, if you can hear me, fine. I have so many persons here that were not in at the time we did introduction. Okay. Okay.
Go ahead, sir. Seems you want to say something, Dr. Taiwo.
Good evening, House. Sorry,
evening.
joining you late. Yeah, I'm Dr. Kolawole Taiwo. I'm based in Ado-Ekiti in the Ekiti State.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for the knowledge.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Right, so at the end of the class, the video will be dropped in the paid group. So make sure that you go through it. Those of us that join late, make sure that you make your notes. Please, I would advise us, develop your notes. I know based on the speed I'm using, because it's the introduction class. Subsequently, there are times that we will just come and just be debugging people's code, people that are having issue. It is a way of learning programming. You cannot write code from A to Z and you do not have error. That means that you are not going to be a strong programmer if you start from the beginning to the end. You did not encounter any error. Something will be missing. You will not end that critical thinking as one or problem-solving benefits of learning programming. If all the time you write your code, everything works. So I will even encourage those of us that will be writing code that will not be working. Please, it is normal. Don't give up. It is very normal. All of us, even up to now, I am still going through that. There are times I write code and the code will not work, and I will not go to bed until I solve it. And when it gets to the point where my brain is getting hot, I'll take maybe if you're the type that like mineral, just take mineral. Some of us we like chewing gum or biscuits. You should know what when the brain is hot. If you have to go and sleep probably in the dream. You start hearing, you start getting, it has happened. When you code to a level whereby when you are in the dream, you will be coding. If somebody is sleeping around you, the person will be hearing you. And the next, what's happening in that you are speaking programming language? It's because you have trained yourself. All right, so do I have anybody who has conquered the first challenge? Please, if you have questions, you ask. That is the reason why I'm interacting now. So that once I go back to the training, there might not be time for too many questions because we have to close by 9. Then tomorrow we are back here. Like I told them when we started, this class is going to run for 16 meetings. That is what we advertise. And I beg us, this Zoom is a licensed Zoom. We can take 100 people per session like this. And I don't think we have met that criteria. We still have space. So if you have a friend that have not joined, the person can join because tomorrow we will do enough practical. So I don't think the person will have missed a lot because the video will be available for that person to go through and then catch up with tomorrow's section. Adult is just 5,000 naira. And then I'm thinking of closing the window for teenager for 1,000 because I've opened that window since and they've not taken advantage of it. So, but I want to leave the window between today and tomorrow class. If you have a teenager, when I say teenager, some of you, I not see your picture, just be honest to yourself. I believe you are all Christian and you are all good Muslim. Make sure that if you are within, what we say teenagers that to pay 1,000, you understand that they are not working. They are depending on their parents, they are students. That is why we want to bless them. For you as an adult that is making millions, you say you should pay 5,000. That 5,000, even this class that you are having, this just one of this class, if I'm not taking this program, if you are to join it, you pay more than 5,000. So it is equivalent to free. These are opportunities that some people do not recognize. And it pains me that I see have some people in the group that have not really taken that. Maybe they are afraid, they thought that is a lie. We just come and be doing marketing. No, Digitez have integrity.
That is one thing that you cannot take from us. If I'm not ready for a program, that is why if you check very well for now, I take most of the program because I don't want to bring in instructors that have not tested their integrity. I don't want the name of the company to be dented. All right. And if you are here, because very soon we want to start creating job opportunity for the students we have trained. So if after this program, we might recruit some of you, right, that are willing to teach under this platform and they're based on commission. So I want to know you for some time before I give you such privilege. So if you follow through and based on your performance and you have everything it takes to teach on this platform, we don't just teach. I build websites and we are into service as well. It's not just training, no. We are into service. We offer services. So if you are here, as we are training you, we are seeing your performance, we'll add you to a group where we put those that we believe that they can offer a service. So when we sort out the job, we give it to you, but then we must have tested your integrity. So it's as if nobody have been able to execute this simple code. Nobody. This is just the line I asked us to execute. Nobody have done that. Anybody? Wow. Now I want to ask, how many of us are joining with our laptops that have installed PyCharm? If you have installed PyCharm, please, and you join with your laptop, just unmute. I just need one person. Let me see.
I've installed PyCharm. I'm also joining with my laptop.
Okay,
Mr.
so
Victory.
have you executed this line of code, this simple task I gave to us? Have you executed it?
No, I just set up. I was trying to
load it
on my PyCharm before.
Okay. Do I have someone else who has successfully loaded or set up the environment and also have executed this line of code, please? Do I have successes? Somebody wants to speak. I think that should be Moses. Moses, you want to say something? Please, Moses, if you are not saying anything, kindly mute yourself. Kindly mute. Moses, if you are not saying anything. I thought you wanted to say something. All right, guys. So I will leave it with us as an assignment. What I am thinking here is that it's like there are so many persons. Okay. Moses, you are on now.
Yeah, I have done it.
Okay, and you are joining with your laptop, right?
Yes.
Do you know how to share your screen? Let me allow you to share screen. Do you know how to? There is a share button on your Zoom panel. Oh yeah, click on it and share. Let me stop sharing. I want everybody to see Moses' screen. Let me see. Okay, Moses, go ahead and share your screen. Let's see what we are. This is what will be going on. No, we should not just come here and be looking. No, everybody will be working, and then at some point I will pause and check what you have done. So this is not just me talking all through. So please, we have to prepare to come to work. All right, we have to learn from ourselves. Moses. Okay, perfect. Okay, Moses, thank you very much. You can unshare now. Moses, you can unshare and mute your mic. All right, guys. So at least I've confirmed one person who has implemented what I've taught us today, which means I'm encouraged. So I still want us to, we still have a few minutes. So I still want to explain some basic things that we need to know about Python. Don't forget, my objective today is just to give us the foundation. Tomorrow's session is where we are going to go into programming. And that is why I advise us not to miss it. Now, I want to do something here. You can see that we are able to print out what this welcome to digitization. Now, I want to teach us how to debug because it's part of what I plan to cover. How to debug. when you write a code and it generates error, how do you debug it? How do you understand what Python is saying? Now, I'm going to deliberately make a mistake, and you will see how we'll be able to debug it. Now, let me remove one of the quotation here, just this one, and then you see this red here. Whenever you see this red, is an alarm that something is not all right. So as a programmer, there are things you see when you are writing a program that immediately inform you. Now, if you still want to doubt it, let's run the program again. Then we'll see the bunch of error that we have put in. Now, this is where I'm going. What I want to teach us is how to debug your code, even as we are still dealing with the fundamental aspect. Now, Python is an AI programming language. That is the reason why it is simple. So it helps to bring out where the error is easier. If I'm using JavaScript now or Java, you write a code, you are getting error. Don't be surprised that there won't be any clue. You just see that there won't be any red line or whatever, but something is not just right. Now, let me show you how to debug. Now, Python will generate error. There are some errors that you can see a lot of errors, like up to like 5 to 10 lines of errors. Now, this is the secret. You pay attention to two places: the key error and where it says this is where the error could be. The first thing you should look at is line 4. Look at this place here, syntax error. Number 1, you have been able to know that, oh, the error that I'm having is syntax error. Syntax error has to do with the formats. So you now know that, oh, it's syntax error. Now, Python will now direct you. Look at this arrow here, which, now that you know that it's syntax error, which means that you did not obey the rules. You did not follow the right format. And then you now check the error explanation. The first thing you check is the key error. After the key error has informed you, you now go to the explanation. You now come to this section and say, oh, and Python is sensitive enough to point to where the error is. But that is not where we remove the string from. But it's telling you that what? Something that need to complement this is not there. So you know that it's here. So once you do that, you just come here and add it. And then you get it resolved. Now, if I run it now, the error disappears. So I just want us to know how to debug. Now, the whole of this that are outputted, I want it to, if I do something like this now, let's say what, dot lower, and I do something like this, and then I run it. You see, there's another error here. There's another error here. And what is the error? Attribute error. I'm just trying to make this mistake so that, and you can even see the way it's highlighted it. Attribute error. So what? Let's look at the explanation. It outputted it anyway, but look at the error, non-time. So which means that if I remove this from here, and I come inside here, and I do dot lower, and then I output it, you see that it did not show that we have error. The lower means what? Everything should be a small letter. You know, this W was capital letter before. But because I say dot lower, that dot means what? Concatenation. That is what? Add this function to the outcome. Now, if I remove here now, if I put here upper, dot upper, dot upper. Now, it means that as you output this, let all the letters be what? Capital letter. So these are some simple things I want us to understand. Now, another thing again is that
Now that we know how to debug, let's look at string manipulation. What do I mean by string manipulation? Probably this might be the last topic in this section. So I'm using comment. So string manipulation. So we have some functions, like even this upper is part of a function that you use in manipulating string. String is a text. Tomorrow, where I'm going to deal with data type, you will understand this better. So for example, I want to print this welcome to Digital C 5 times. And I'm looking for an avenue, which means that I have to copy this line of code, Control C, and then come here, paste, come down, paste, come down, paste. And then if I run the code, it will print what? Welcome to Digital Z. Welcome to what? In 4 places. Now, there is what we call the program memory, which is called the cache. When the program memory is overused, those are the software that you usually experience slowness. When you see some apps that are very slow, it's because the programmer at times over created what? The volume of the data probably is too much. So the language is paying attention to too many things. So I'm going to manipulate this in a way that instead of me using for print command to display this command or that write-off 4 places, I will just use a logic. All right. So let me remove this. So I will just come here and say times, you just put asterisk. Asterisk means time, which is what? Shift and 8 times 3. So this times 3, let's say times 4. So if I run this code now, you can see that what? The same thing, we have this display 4 places. And that has reduced the volume of my code. But sir, you can see that what? Everything, all of them are in what? In one line. So if I do something like this, or where we are putting it is wrong, let me put it inside the string here. If I do something like this and put n, which means that what? Python what? New line, which means if I run it, it will break it. So what I added, that slash and n in Python, it means what? New line. It means that what? Display block. That's what each line, each word should display in a separate word line. So these are commands. They are basic things we need to learn. So ladies and gentlemen, for those that are joining, or those that are joining late, I am Egwero Prosper, an IT consultant. I'm the CEO at Digital Z Hub. And like I told us, I'm a professional in data analytics, cybersecurity, programming, think of so many, and I've spent 20 years in building individuals. So you may not really see my presence much online because my 15 good years, it was just on-site training, not on internet. All right, so I'm going to stop here and I'll be your facilitator throughout the 16 classes. So I have paid you 1 class. So we have 15 classes left. Tomorrow I'm going to pay you again. It will remain 14 classes. And like I told them, this lecture, these classes will run only on Saturdays and Sunday. So you have Monday to Friday to sit down with any of the video. All the videos will be recorded and will be uploaded in my YouTube page. Before tomorrow morning, this whole video will have been uploaded to my YouTube page. and the link will be dropped in that pay group. So which means that you click on it, takes you to my YouTube page. Please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. I want to see every one of us subscribing so that you can get updates. Already, I have over 340 something video that I've already uploaded. So that place, that channel is very rich. Recommend it to your friends. Send it free to people to join, or probably to what? To subscribe. Please, you are free to recommend the YouTube channel to people out there, your friends, to subscribe as well. So if we don't have any question, we have 4 minutes and I want to leave it for interaction. You want to say something? You want to commend our services? You want to ask question? Please, the next 4 minutes, the line is open. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody say great class. Thank you. Please feel free to drop your comments in that group. I believe we are allowed to comment in the pay group. You can drop down your comments if you don't want to speak out. Just share your experience. That will encourage us to do more. That will encourage us to do more. The best you can do for this platform is to tell your friends about it. That is very important. And share the YouTube page. So what I'm going to do, let me quickly go to the YouTube page and drop the link with you so that you can probably click on it, and then it will take you to the YouTube page direct. So while I'm waiting to entertain questions, please. Question, we have 3 minutes. Please, we work with time. Make sure tomorrow, like I told us before, we still have room to accommodate more. Tell your friends, adults just to pay 5,000 to participate in all the 16 classes. Please tell your friends they can still join. Okay, Mr. Victory, you want to say something? Go ahead while I'm trying to get the video link for us, the YouTube channel link.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for today's class. It has been an awesome moment.
Thank you.
From beginning to the end.
Thank you.
Honestly, your class has been so awesome. So today on too is becoming more awesome as well. So I really achieved more today, and I'm really glad that I was able to join this class. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. The next person, I think somebody wanted to say something. Next person. Next person. Okay, I think somebody has any other person who wants to say anything, please feel free. Trying to give us the link. Trying to give us the link. Link. Right, so no other person. Okay, so I will drop the link. I will drop it, or let me drop it in the message section for those that want to go there immediately. So once you subscribe, once I upload that video, you will get a notification. I think the video link will be ready because I have to convert it before tomorrow morning. You get the video link. So I've dropped the link. So in the message section, you can click on it, and that will take you to the YouTube page. Subscribe, and then you can see a lot of videos over there. Lots of video on different courses. I talk about free training
For those that want I want to go through the basic classes. I think this one is one of them. Yeah, this is the first one, the one of it. So just go there and watch this video to the end. Once you are done watching the first one, we look for the second one. I think I use the talk to understand the. You can go to our website on this. So I'm still trying to do certain things. I'm trying to re-engineer it for the year, but at least you have some contents you can click over there. So thank you very much, everyone, and then see us tomorrow. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Right. Good night, everyone. Good night, sir.
Good night. Good night.